Alright, let's talk about something that's not just a news headline but a glimpse into our planet's future. Picture this, a fire so massive it covers 4 times the area of Paris, and the air is so hot it's literally creating lightning. That's not a scene from a sci-fi movie, it's happening right now in southwest France. And here's the kicker, this isn't an isolated incident. It's part of a pattern that's getting scarier by the day. What makes this really interesting is how it's not just about the fire itself, but the invisible hand of climate change pushing these events into overdrive. I mean, when you hear heatwave and wildfires in the same sentence, it's like the Earth is throwing a tantrum. But why does this matter? Because it's a warning sign. If we're not paying attention, we're looking at a world where these disasters become the new normal. And that's not just a stretch, it's a reality already unfolding. Now, let's break down what's actually happening. There's this fire near Bordeaux, and it's not just big, it's a monster. Authorities are scrambling, and they've had to evacuate 220,000 people. That's not just a number, that's 220,000 lives uprooted, families split, and communities shattered. But here's the twist, even as they're evacuating thousands from coastal areas, they're letting 60,000 people return to their homes. Why? Because the fire isn't fully contained, and the situation is still a ticking time bomb. It's like walking a tightrope between hope and despair. And honestly, I think that's the most human part of this story. People are trying to rebuild, but the ground they're standing on is still unstable. What many people don't realize is that this isn't just about the fire, it's about the psychology of survival. You can't just pack up and leave forever, you have to find a way to live with the threat. Then there's this thing called a pyrocumulonimbus cloud. Sounds like a science fiction term, right? But this is real. It's a firestorm so intense it creates its own weather system, lightning, thunder, and even more fires. And this is the first time it's been recorded in France. Think about that, a fire so powerful it's generating its own storms. That's not just a freak occurrence, it's a harbinger of what's to come. In my opinion, this is the kind of phenomenon that should make us all pause and ask, what are we doing to our planet? Because if we're seeing these extreme weather patterns more frequently, it's not a coincidence, it's a direct result of the choices we've made, or failed to make, about climate action. And let's not forget the bigger picture. Europe is heating up twice as fast as the rest of the world. That's not just a statistic, it's a crisis. Western Europe's hottest June on record. That's not a fluke. It's a trend. And when you combine that with dry conditions and high winds, you get the perfect storm for wildfires. The thing is, this isn't just a French problem. Spain's dealing with similar issues, and the numbers are staggering, 330,000 people displaced across the region. That's a human crisis on a scale that's hard to wrap your head around. What this really suggests is that we're facing a global reckoning with climate change. It's no longer about distant threats or future generations, it's about now. And if we don't act, we're not just risking ecosystems, we're risking entire communities. So, where do we go from here? Well, the answer isn't simple. It's not just about putting out fires, it's about addressing the root causes. That means rethinking how we live, consume, and prioritize sustainability. But here's the thing, change is possible. We've seen countries pivot toward renewable energy, and communities come together to protect their homes. The question is, will we learn from this moment? Or will we wait until the next disaster to take action? Because if history has taught us anything, it's that we tend to react only when the stakes are highest. And right now, the stakes are nothing short of existential. So, what's your take? Are we ready to face the fire, and the future it's bringing?